What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and this is an unboxing and review of the Star Wars Nerf Han Solo blaster in the GlowStrike line for the new Han Solo movie. Now, this blaster is better known as the DL-44, but Nerf calls it plainly the Han Solo blaster, so we'll refer to it as that. Now, this is very similar, but slightly different, I believe, than the older version that came out for the Force Awakens movie. Now, this one is, like I said, in the GlowStrike line, so it has lights and sound and GlowStrike technology, which is really cool and adds a few new features, which I think is really fun. So, as you can see, you have your sound there, and you have some red LEDs that light up these panels right here, which is pretty cool. And it will also glow the darts inside, as we have 4 GlowStrike darts right here. So, still has the internal magazine and holding 4 darts as the old one does. Looks very, very similar, but there are a few differences. And one of the other differences that I noticed is it is advertising 70 feet or 21 meters. The old version that you see right here only advertised 65 feet and 20 meters. So I'm not sure that means we're going to get better performance, but hopefully we get a little bit better performance because this one was pretty lacking in that area. There are a few other differences, as this muzzle is very short and this one much longer, which is more screen accurate. Now, this portion is still obviously much thicker than the normal DL-44, but it has to be that way to hold those long Nerf darts. They have filled in with plastic this top portion of the slide, and I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe they thought that people's fingers were maybe getting pinched. I don't know. But they decided to go ahead and fill that in, as it is actually open on this one. As you can see, the blue in there. And there is a speaker added in the back here, so that is slightly different in terms of the mold on the back here, but pretty much the same. Still the scope directly on top, which is not accurate to the blaster, as the normal DL-44 has it offset to the left a little bit, but still really cool. I think this is going to be an awesome toy and still could be somewhat useful, even though it's a bit large for cosplay purposes. So we'll go ahead and flip it around and check out the back side. You have young Han Solo here holding the actual DL-44, which is very cool looking. I wish the Nerf version looked more like that, but, you know, we'll take what we can get. And we also have the Chewbacca blaster and the Qi'ra blaster, and I've already done reviews on those 2 blasters, so if you're interested in that, there'll be annotations above right here and also at the end of the video. So we'll go ahead and flip it back around, get this thing out of the box, and see what it's got. Alright, let's get this thing open. It should be pretty simple, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. It would greatly help me out and help out the growth of the channel. So without further ado, let's crack her open. So obviously you get your blaster, your 4 darts, and some directions. We'll go ahead and load up the blaster. You will prime this back, and you can already see after doing that this is glowing purple in there. Hopefully you can see that. It's always hard to show this kind of a thing on screen, but it's a very nice purple glow in there. So really cool. And we'll go ahead and load up our darts here. There is actually a clear slide that is pushing the darts up, so that's really cool. And now that I've thought about it, the reason probably why they filled this in is so that glow will be contained in the magazine well, which is pretty smart in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and load it up and we'll fire a few off. Not great performance. I'm not sure if it's better or worse than the old one. Probably the same, but might be slightly better. So there we go. Pretty cool. There is one part that is a little weird, and I'm not sure what this is, but there is a hole right here, but Other than that, I feel like the grip is pretty comfortable. I really am confused why that hole is there. I wish I knew what that is for. Maybe I'll check the directions and see if that's for something in particular. But you do actually have a Nerf tactical rail on the bottom here. Not sure why they've added that. That was also in the older version. But I guess if you want to mount some sort of Nerf, attachment under there, you can do so. So the scope, like I said, is attached to the slide, so the whole thing will move back, obviously, when you prime it, and then when you push it forward, it moves back into place. The scope is just completely hollow, like the older version, so it does not magnify, just like all Nerf scopes don't magnify, and it doesn't have any glass in there either, or plastic, it just is completely hollow inside. So, fine for cosmetics, but like I said before, it's really supposed to be on the side, which is a little unfortunate. So your batteries will go right back here. It only takes one AA, and I believe this unscrews along with this, and your battery will go right in there. Also on the back here, you have a button to deprime your blaster if you incur a jam and you can't deprime your blaster because of the lock inside of there. So you will push that in, and then that will allow you to prime your bolt back. This part right here is very interesting to me because there's actually a button here, so it's like something is supposed to go inside here. So I'm wondering if it's something that maybe isn't released yet because it will be a spoiler to the movie or something. I don't know. I'm really unsure. I will try to do a little more research on that, but there's definitely something that's supposed to go inside this handle, and I'm not real sure what it could be that makes any sort of sense. So, other than that, the blaster is very straightforward. They have actually changed some of the designs here slightly from the older version. I'm not sure why they did that, but, it's a little bit different. As you can see, this one has some spirals here, and this is more of a, different shape. I'm not familiar enough with the DL-44 to know what exactly looks right, but I do know that this is supposed to be more up in here, but that's because this whole part is supposed to be back. But enough with details and cosmetics. Let's go ahead and take this thing outside, put it over the chronograph and the range, and see what kind of performance we get. Alright, you guys, so let's go ahead and put some shots over the chronograph and on the range with the Han Solo blaster. Go ahead and prime it back and load up 4 of our GlowStrike darts. 60, 68, 66, 68, and that's it. We'll go ahead and load 4 more up. 63, 65, 62, 68. I went straight into the ground on that one. Let's go ahead and load up a few AccuFakes just to see how they do. 62, 55, 62, 63. Let's go ahead and look at the ranges. This one went straight into the ground, 22 feet. This one just past 24. We have a couple AccuFakes here at 27. We have one AccuFake and one Star Wars Elite just past, or just short of 30. A Star Wars Elite at 31, an AccuFake at 32, and we have one here at 35, one here about 36 and a half, and to the furthest here, one went just past 41 feet, and the next one at 44. So I would say the performance is about the same, maybe slightly better, but not enough to really matter in my opinion. The performance is still pretty lacking from the Star Wars blaster, and that's probably because they haven't really done too much differently internally. My guess is it's the exact same spring and everything. So we'll go ahead and take this back inside, give you my final thoughts, and tell you actually where you can purchase this thing. Alright, you guys, so the Han Solo blaster is basically what I expected. Pretty similar performance to the old version, but with some new features that are pretty darn cool, at least in my opinion. They are a bit gimmicky, but I do think it makes it a super fun toy and super fun for kids that may run out of darts but still be able to pew pew around the house and see that magazine well glowing. That is really cool. Now, I did try to get a nighttime segment showing you guys how the glow in the dark function works and all that, but you really cannot see the darts glowing on camera, unfortunately. So I'm just probably going to omit that because you really can't see what's going on anyways. But it does work well, so you're going to have to just trust me on that. Now, this port right here that goes through the grip is a complete mystery to me. I have no idea what that is. If you guys have any idea what that is for, please let me know. Now, remember, this is being shot a few months prior to the movie being released, so when the movie comes out, maybe that will tell us something. That being said, they did not give us any part to go in there, so I'm very curious. I don't know if this inserts into another blaster or what, but we will hopefully find out. That being said, this hole does make the grip rather uncomfortable, in my opinion, over holding it for a long period of time. That sharp edge on the front digs into my hand. The back isn't terrible, but this part right here on the front digs into my little finger, and it's kind of uncomfortable, to be honest. It would actually be super comfortable, and I know it's super comfortable from holding the previous two blasters, the Ray blaster and the old Han Solo blaster, that have basically the same grip with this filled in. So that being said, I'm very curious to what that is for, and if I find out, I will definitely let you know in the description box below, so definitely look there for that information, along with any other information I find out. It's always a good place to look if you're interested in finding out new or more information. I always try to fill that in the description box. So now, if you want to know where you can pick one of these things up, you can find them at Target. That's where I found mine. They probably will be available at all your major retailers, but I found this at Target today. You can also, I believe, find it online, as I think I saw it online available also. So link in the description to where you can find that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the review of the Han Solo Star Wars Nerf blaster from the new Solo movie. Smash that like button. Please subscribe. Support me on Patreon. Check that out in the description if you can. And as always, guys, peace out.